Today we're going to read our last story from my very first Winnie the Pooh growing up stories. It is called Pooh's Neighborhood. I say it's a splendid day in the neighborhood, said Owl. It's a nice day here too, said Winnie the Pooh. Exactly what I'm saying, said Owl. A perfectly splendid day in the neighborhood. Which neighborhood are we talking about? Asked Pooh. Neighborhood, said Owl. Our neighborhood is the place where we live, and where all of our neighbors live, and are neighborly. Oh, said Pooh, it's a splendid day in it, isn't it? Quite, said Owl. Now I'm off for an owl's eye view. He flew up and circled once around Pooh's house. What does it look like from up there? Called Pooh. I can see the 100-acre woods spread out below me, said Owl. And it's a fine place indeed. As Owl flew off, Pooh began to think about what it means to live in a neighborhood. He thought perhaps he would bring a neighborly present to his closest neighbor, Piglet. He took a pot of honey out of his cupboard and tied a nice blue ribbon around it. Then he tucked it comfortably under his arm and stumped down the path towards Piglet's house. But when he reached his thoughtful spot, which is halfway between his house and Piglet's, Pooh suddenly had a thought. I could take this path straight to Piglet's house, or I could go up the path around the whole neighborhood, and sooner or later the path would take me to Piglet's house anyway. And that's what he did. After he walked for a time, he came to the house where Kanga and Roo lived. Hello, Kanga, said Pooh. I'm just on my way to deliver this neighborly present to Piglet. But, Pooh dear, Piglet lives that way, said Kanga, pointing down the very path by which Pooh had come. Yes, said Pooh, but today I'm going the long way. Oh, I see, said Kanga. In that case, perhaps you should join us for a snack. Come on, Pooh, cried Roo. We're going to a picnic spot. Pooh said he was feeling a bit 11 o'clock-ish, so they all went together. Past the sandy pit where Roo plays, up to the picnic spot to share a little something. Half an hour and one picnic basket later, Pooh thanked Kanga and tucked Piglet's honey pot back under his arm and stumped down the path towards Rabbit's house. Hello, Rabbit, called Pooh. I'm on my way to Piglet's to give him this neighborly present. If you're going to Piglet's house, what are you doing here? Rabbit asked. I'm going the long way, said Pooh. More like the wrong way, if you ask me, said Rabbit. But since you're here, would you mind taking these carrots to Christopher Robin? I promised he'd have them in time for lunch. Well, at the mention of the word lunch, Pooh noticed his tummy was feeling just the teeniest bit rumbly. I'd be happy to, said Pooh. With carrots under one arm and honey pot under the other, he walked along until he came to the place where the stepping stones across the stream. 1, 2, 3, 4, he counted as he teetered from stone to stone. 8 or 9 of Rabbit's friends and relations heard Pooh and peeked out their window and doors. Pooh shouted, "Hello!" Rabbit's friends and relations waved. Marched across the open slopes of heather and steep banks of sandstone until, at last, tired and hungry, he arrived at Christopher Robin's door. "Oh, my carrots," said Christopher Robin happily. "Thank you for delivering them. It seemed the neighborly thing to do," said Pooh proudly. Would you like to join me for lunch? Christopher Robin asked. And Pooh said, well, I really am on my way to Piglet's to bring him his present, but I don't see why I couldn't stop just for a little while. After lunch and a longish snooze, Pooh is back on his way. He walked down the path through the little pine wood and climbed over the gate into Eeyore's gloomy place, which was where Eeyore lived. Hello, Eeyore, said Pooh. I was just on my way to Piglet's house with this neighborly present. Not coming to visit me, said Eeyore. I didn't think so. It's been such a busy week already. Why, only 4 days ago, Tigger bounced me on his way to the swimming pool. How many visitors can you expect, really? My favorite character was Eeyore, and it still is, and my sister's favorite character was Winnie the Pooh. What's your favorite character? Have we seen him yet? Or maybe he'll be coming later. And Pooh, feeling rather badly now, offered Eeyore a nice lick of honey. Pooh opened the jar, and Eeyore peered in. He looked back up at Pooh. Pooh peered in. Empty, he said. That's what it looked like to me, said Eeyore. Oh, bother, said Pooh. He stumped off glumly, trying to think how he was going to tell Piglet about the neighborly present Piglet was not going to get. Pooh had almost arrived at the place where the Woozle wasn't and was deciding to make the long path around it, just in case the Woozle was, when he saw an owl flying over. I've seen our whole neighborhood today, Pooh told him, but now I have no neighborly present left for Piglet. The bees have been quite busy at the old bee tree lately, the owl said. Perhaps you can get a fill up there. That's a good idea, Owl. But it's such a long way, sighed Pooh. Come along, said Owl. We'll take the shortcut through the woods. So they walked together until they came to an open place in the middle of the forest. In the middle of this place was an old bee tree. Pooh could hear a loud buzzing near the top. Up, up, up he climbed. Go up higher, called Owl, past the bees, to the very top of the tree. Now look all around. What do you see? The 100-acre wood was spread out below him. Our neighborhood, cried Pooh, our beautiful home. That's the owl's eye view, said Owl grandly. Oh, I can see poor Piglet out sweeping his walk, said Pooh. Looks like he could use some company. So, right here, we have Pooh's house. And then we have the sandy pit where Roo plays. And then we have Kanga and Roo's house. And then we have Rabbit's house. And then we have Rabbit's friends and relations. And then Christopher Robin's house. And then Eeyore's gloomy place. And then we have Owl's house. Where the Woozle wasn't, we have the bee tree. And then right here we have Piglet's house. So Pooh filled the honey pot once more, and he and Owl went to Piglet's house for supper. Do you guys live in a neighborhood? My dad lives in a neighborhood. It was so much fun growing up there. You got to play with the neighborhood kids. It was never a dull moment. We had block parties sometimes. It was really fun. I hope you guys are enjoying your time at home. hopefully we'll see you very, very soon. I hope you enjoyed all of the stories from my very first Winnie the Pooh growing up book. We have heard from Pooh and Piglet and Tigger and Kanga and Roo and Eeyore, Owl, Rabbit, Christopher Robin, and Heffalumps, all the things. I hope you enjoyed reading from this book. This was the last story. And tomorrow we will have other stories. Have a great day. Bye.